Michael, anti-vilification laws in Victoria, they're going to make some changes to them. They're going to capture LGBTQI, well, a lot of that's already there, particularly targeting trans issues. How do we get the balance right where when I speak up most nights about women's rights, I'm not going to find myself foul of these new laws that will vilify me for defending women and argue that I'm, attacking trans people, and I'm not. How do we get the balance right? Because I think there are appropriate protections needed, but we have to have free speech in a democracy.
You're right. And you approach these issues with kindness towards minorities and people who are not what you would call mainstream, but the real problem is in the detail. And I, to tell you the truth, don't have much faith in the Victorian government, which is often approaches things with a bludgeon rather than a scalpel to get these laws right. I mean, what happens if not just you, but J.K. Rowling comes to Australia and wants to express her point of view? Unless the expression of views leads to physical violence, I don't see why. I mean, that's the issue with the anti-discrimination laws on race. If you threatening violence or it leads to violence, then that is a legitimate area to look into. But I don't think you expressing your views that on Leah Thomas, shouldn't be competing against women in sports is something that is leading to violence. So therefore, Jacqueline Symes and the Victorian Socialist Left government will have to be very, very careful on this.
Women feel very strongly about this, don't we, right across the political spectrum?
This is one of those few remaining issues that really crosses party lines, and you're really seeing all sorts of people from across the spectrum coming to a head with this because of that issue. I think the problem with just this whole concept of thinking about what the right balance is with this is that when we get to the point that we have to ask that question, it's almost like the point of balance is passed. And that's why free speech has been a bedrock of free society forever. It's enshrined in the Constitution in the US, where it has to be imminent harm, imminent violence, and the speech preceding that by one word is the only thing that should be contained and nothing else beyond that, because otherwise we can't agree on what constitutes hate. We can't agree on what constitutes a protected class. Somebody identifying as one gender, another gender, can get you in hot water or even legal trouble, and it's a big problem.
And we wouldn't be able to show the life of Brian if, those issues were legislated by the Victorian government.